Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we got some news updates for you from around Atlanta Smiles this hump day, July 9th. That's a Wednesday. For those not in the know, before we begin, please remember to subscribe to The Tiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand. Now, today, we'll be talking about the Trump tariffs getting slapped on several Southeast Asian countries, a civil rights lawyer facing nearly 30-year prison sentence for royal defamation, and a little later, the literal end of monkey business in Thailand. Before we get into it, though, Jay, can you give us a quick word from our sponsor?
I'd love to, Alex. Fazwaz. They helped me with my home, and they can help you with your home, whether you want to buy it, you want to sell it, you want to rent it, you're just looking for it. Fazwaz.com, your home for real estate in Thailand.
What else can you do with a home? I'm wondering, but whatever it is, Fazwaz can help you do it. Yeah, invest.
You can find out.
Flip them. Yeah, they got all the answers for you there. All right, thanks, Fazwaz. All right, let's dive into our first story. This is the big news yesterday. We're a little late to the game, but better late than never, because I did want to let the dust settle a little bit. Trump targets Thai imports with a 36% tariff in an escalating trade push. In a sweeping trade offensive, U.S. President Donald Trump has slapped a 36% tariff on Thai imports, part of a broader sanctions on over a dozen nations. The tariffs, ranging from 25% to 40%, will take effect on the 1st of August 2025. That is an extension from what was supposed to be today, July 9th. Thailand, alongside Cambodia, faces one of the highest rates. Originally paused for negotiations after being introduced in April, the levies have now been extended via executive order. Trump has warned affected countries to strike deals before August to avoid penalties. The move risks straining diplomatic ties and raising costs for U.S. consumers as global markets brace for impact. Yeah. I actually read this letter that was issued. There were a lot of typos, a lot of misspelled words and capitalized things that weren't supposed to be capitalized. This is supposed to be an official trade negotiation, man. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
I feel like the negotiations always start with, this is what we're going to do unless you change my mind.
Yeah, but then he keeps extending things. So it's like unclear, a little flip-floppy. But also, this is something that it's a weird thing where the Bernie Sanders people and like the MAGA people can actually come together a little bit, because this all comes back to U.S. corporations basically sending tons of jobs to nations with cheaper labor to be able to produce products for cheaper. So the American consumer wins because we get cheaper product, but the American worker loses because all those jobs are now gone. So, I understand the end game that the tariffs are trying to do is maybe bring jobs back to America. Cool. That could be good, but there's a lot of short-term pain there. And, I just want people to understand this is a lot more nuanced. Like, I don't think this is a clearly, you're either pro-Trump or anti-Trump on this. It's a big deal in a lot of different ways. So we'll see how it all plays out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. How is this going to affect you in terms of your business or your consumer behavior?
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for now, we're going to move on to our next story, which is a little bit of a serious one. Thai rights lawyer Arnon Nampa handed 29-year sentence for royal insults. Thailand's leading human rights lawyer Arnon Nampa has been sentenced to an additional 2 years and 4 months in prison for royal defamation and sedition, bringing his total prison time to over 29 years. The charges stem from a 2020 protest speech seen as critical of the monarchy. This marks his 10th conviction under Thailand's strict lèse majesté law, though all are under appeal. Arnon remains in detention with 4 more cases pending, while co-activist Padit Penguin was also convicted in absentia. Rights groups argue the harsh sentences reflect a deeper crackdown on dissent since mass protests erupted in 2020.
29 years. That is, I feel like there's murder sentences that are lighter than that.
Oh, no, there are.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The note to self, I mean, look, I think if you have Thai friends or Thai people around you and you've made new friends and, people always hear about it, like, Thailand does not mess around with this lèse majesté laws. Don't comment on it. Just be safe out there.
Yeah.
Whatever opinions you have, just keep it for yourself. There are some things that you don't have to be outspoken about.
Yeah.
We're all guessing this country.
I don't want to say too much about that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But political change is hard to come by. I'll say that. Anyways, good luck to I don't know, anybody like trying to be careful. I'll just say that. Bye. All right, done. Let's move on. We got to get into our normal stories here at the Tiger. We have a Farang behaving badly.
No.
Who do we have this time? It's Sweden. A Swedish man and a Thai woman were arrested for cocaine trafficking in Phuket. A classic story, a palate cleanser. Police in Phuket have arrested a 41-year-old Swedish man and a 32-year-old Thai woman for alleged cocaine possession and distribution. The pair were apprehended outside a convenience store in Patong and later linked to a condo in Rawai, where authorities seized 15.37 grams of cocaine, packaging materials, a weighing scale, 2 iPhones, and a car. That's a lot of evidence.
All right.
Both face serious charges under Thailand's strict Narcotics Act, with police citing clear evidence of intent to distribute. The arrests are part of a broader crackdown on drug offenses in tourist-heavy zones, particularly those involving foreign nationals. Yeah, don't deal cocaine.
Don't do it.
It's one of the things. Look, there's always an incentive, right? You're in Patong, it's a party area, so people are going to be looking for it. And certainly we have some of those problems here in Bangkok as well. Just because the economic incentive's there doesn't mean the opposite incentive of not going to prison isn't also there. So, well, they caught one. And there is a wider crackdown going on around the whole nation, too, right now. So be warned, potential drug dealers.
All right. For now, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding Phuket bars permitted to serve alcohol on Buddhist holidays following policy clarification. Great news if you like alcohol every day. Phuket authorities have confirmed that bars and entertainment venues can legally serve alcohol on major Buddhist holidays, including Asanha Bhusha Day.
That's tomorrow.
The clarification issued by Provincial Police Chief Major General Sinle Tsukhum follows earlier confusion around alcohol bans. Now, the decision aligns with the Royal Gazette order allowing sales in hotels, airports, and licensed venues, but regular businesses must still follow national alcohol laws. Officials stress that venues must ensure public safety and prevent underage drink access. The move is expected to support Phuket's tourism sector while maintaining respect for religious observances.
Yeah. I can't imagine there's a lot of overlap between the party areas and the areas with religious observances anyways. So, probably good news. More stimulation to the economy, especially because these are days off for people in Thailand where they're like, hey, I got a day off. I want to go have a little drink by the beach or something like that, hang out. But this is officially limited to Phuket as of right now. We'll see if this rolls out to more of a nationwide thing later. But yeah, good news if you're in Patong. You can still crack a cold one. All right, on to our next story. This has been a controversial animal rights issue that's been happening in Thailand for a very long time, but Thailand has now officially banned monkey labor in the coconut industry amid a growing global backlash. Thailand's coconut industry has officially banned the use of monkey labor, a practice long condemned by animal rights groups and global retailers. In a landmark agreement, major producers and the Wildlife Friends Foundation Thailand signed an MOU on the 27th of March, pledging ethical reforms. The shift follows international boycotts that cost the country an estimated 2 billion baht annually. Producers are now investing in traceability systems, humane alternatives, and tree varieties easier to harvest without animals. The move is being hailed as a turning point for both animal welfare and the sustainability of Thailand's 25 billion baht coconut industry.
No monkey business.
No monkey business indeed. No more monkey.
Sama.
Have you ever seen this in action, by the way?
No.
I have seen the monkeys working, and it is interesting. So they climb up the trees way more easily than any human can. They know what to do. They just twist it off. So totally possible to train them. But they were on a leash.
Yeah.
Hard to tell if they're happy or not.
How were they trained?
Yeah. So I am curious about this. If there is an ethical way.
Yeah. When do they get to time out?
We use animals for labor all the time.
Yeah.
Right? We do if oxen times. Any farmer still using cattle and
do they have health insurance?
Yeah. Well,
is he mentally, has the work-life balance?
Yeah.
Is his wife complaining?
They
have the same problems. Yeah. They have the same problems as us.
I think you're onto something here, Jay, but I am curious if there is possibly an ethical way. In any case, it doesn't matter because they're shutting it all down completely. So the questions are gone.
Man. Just
I guess so, yeah.
Earn your money. Grab your coconut yourself.
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
This was handpicked by a Thai man. in the Isan region. I'd feel more like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? This was handpicked by, insert Thai name here. This was handpicked by, Natapon.
Right.
Like, oh, love Natapon.
It's just etched on the coconut. Yeah. He's left a signature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
With the date and everything, and you're like, it's more important that way. You're like, every sip is like a bit more tastier.
I can taste the Natapon
on my coconut. Hashtag better make coconuts. All right.
It's not our only animal story today, Jay. I got another.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Moving on to our last story today, which is about a blind elephant in Thailand finds new life as sanctuary grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Jokia, a blind elephant rescued from Thailand's logging industry, has formed an emotional bond with a rescued calf named Lek Lek and her mother, Mololo, at the Save Elephant Foundation. Once reclusive and traumatized, Jokia has transformed into a nurturing grandmother figure, now inseparable from the pair. Her journey from isolation to companionship has inspired global admiration, with sanctuary staff praising the healing power of animal connection. This is what healing looks like, said the foundation's founder. The trio now roam the pastures together, symbolizing resilience and hope. There we go. That's a feel-good story.
You gotta love it, right?
Yeah, support animal for the elephant.
Yeah. What were the names again? We got Lek Lek, the baby.
Lek Lek, Jokio, and Pagogo Widodo or something. What was it?
Let me see. It's
what was it?
Mololo.
Molololo. Molololo. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Molololo.
Just Mololo.
Molololo.
That's too many O's.
El Poco Loco.
Yeah.
El Pollo Loco.
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, it's a bad guy from the Powerpuff Girls.
That's right.
Nothing bad about it here. Playboy, get out of here.
I was more of a him fan.
Yeah, it's a sweet story. I wonder how she's blind. That's sweet that now she has a family that can help her walk around. Get out of the way though. You don't want to be in front of a blind elephant.
That's true.
Say, but, that is it's a sweet one. All right. Well, anyways, that's it for our feel-good stories today, I'm afraid, because we got to get into the ASEAN region where there's a little bit more all hell breaking loose. But before we get into it, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. Take it away.
Suede shoes.
Ooh, nice.
Hello.
We're gonna get copyright stricken again.
Well, you can do anything, but don't step on my blue suede shoes.
I do want to say really quickly before we go on, because we're gonna talk about it in just a second. Capiche says since this whole tariff thing started, I haven't paid more for a single item. To which there was a good response from Kathleen Kalt. Capiche, the tariffs haven't been implemented yet. That's exactly the point, right? The tariffs have not been implemented yet. Trump has been extending these deadlines while threatening them, but we keep getting pushed back. Which is why on Wall Street, because the markets always go crazy based on these announcements, he's earned the reputation. I don't want to raise the ire of our MAGA fans in here, but the nickname has been raised, Taco, Trump always chickens out, amongst the Wall Street crowd.
Oh, no.
And that's like, in order to build more confidence in their own market movements.
I'll show you, Taco.
So that is the point. None of these tariffs have actually been implemented yet. So the question is, what will it look like when it does?
Alex, is it true that if I never buy anything, those tariffs won't affect me?
Correct. My man has figured it out. That's just make your own shoes, build your own iPhones.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just don't buy things. Just don't.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine.
That sounds terrible.
Support your local hand-making workers. And businesses.
Natapong and Isan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a coconut from Natapong today.
All right. Tony's just buying bar girls and freelancers. All right. He's stimulating the economy. And himself. Hey. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it, guys. We're not done with the Trump tariffs, I'm sorry, because it's not just affecting Thailand. Trump has also slapped a 36% tariff on Cambodian exports, escalating the trade tensions. The U.S. will impose a sweeping 36% tariff on all Cambodian exports starting on August 1st, 2025, citing a persistent trade imbalance. In a formal letter to Prime Minister Hun Manet, President Trump warned that Cambodia's tariff policies and trade barriers are unfair, urging firms to relocate production to the U.S. for relief. Trump also threatened further tariffs if Cambodia retaliates. Key sectors like garments, footwear, and agriculture, heavily reliant on the U.S. market, could face serious disruption. Cambodia has yet to respond as the economic fallout looms. So yeah, here we go. It's not just here. I have like the full list of the newly announced tariff countries. It's Japan with the going from 4.5 to 25%, South Korea up to 25%, Thailand 36%, Malaysia 25%, Bangladesh 35%, Bosnia and Herzegovina 30%, Cambodia 36%, Indonesia 32%, Kazakhstan 25%, and Laos a whopping 40%. So this is across the board. Myanmar also, I'm not sure they're doing much trading anyways, also at 40%. So the ASEAN region is being heavily targeted in terms of the tariffs, more so than any of the other regions of the world. So it is big news around here. We will see if any deals are struck. But yeah, this trade imbalance has a lot to do with the lack of leverage that these countries have in general, and the fact that, like I said before, so many U.S. corporations have, I don't want to say exploited, because they've created jobs, they've built industry here too, but yeah, it's cheaper labor. It's a lot cheaper to produce their products over here and then ship them back to the States. So cool. Things are changing. We'll have to see how it all plays out. How does Thailand feel about it? Any thoughts? Thai people in the office?
They're never going to buy things ever again.
A lot of shoulder shrugs.
I like Tan's shoes, though. Look at this guy. Oof. We're talking about Jordan's yesterday. Showed up.
Oh, yeah.
After Jason bought his mids. LOL.
I'm rocking my dad shoes today.
Anyways, moving on to our next story. Typhoon Danas slams southern Taiwan, leaves hundreds injured and major power outages. Typhoon Danas struck Taiwan's west coast with a record 220 kilometers per hour winds, killing 2 and injuring over 630 in a rare and destructive landfall. The storm felled over 700 trees, damaged 650 power poles, and knocked out electricity to more than 710,000 homes. Flights were canceled and rail services sealed back. Though weakening, Danas is expected to make landfall in eastern China later this week. Taiwan's president urged preparedness as officials report widespread infrastructure damage unseen in decades. Mainland China has raised its emergency response in anticipation. Yeah, I was a bit surprised to hear about the damage. I mean, normally, Taiwan prepared for these kind of storms.
Yeah.
But, yeah, every now and then you get one of the,
Taiwan seems to be in a very precarious place. Like, they get earthquakes, they get typhoons.
Yeah.
There's the ever-looming threat of Chinese invasion.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a very, you got to have nerves of steel to be Taiwanese, it feels like, handle all this. But
yeah, I mean, typhoons especially, like, it's a normal, like, is it like once a month or once in 2 months?
Well, we're in typhoon season right now, so it is on the uptick, and, I don't want to.
Well, again, if there's not a typhoon, there's something else.
Yeah, earthquakes happen all the time over there. Yeah, scary.
Yeah,
it sucks. But I'm from Florida. We have to deal with hurricanes constantly, and so because we do have a culture that's more prepared for it, we are usually better at preparing for it than places that aren't so frequently attacked.
But then you have cigars and Latin music.
We do. Although Cuban cigars are illegal in America.
Are they?
Yeah.
What?
Trade embargo. We're not allowed to travel to Cuba. We don't allow any Cuban products into America.
So how do you get Cuban cigars then?
Illegally. Yeah.
I see.
You smuggle them in.
That's how you get caught and thrown into prison. An illegal Cuban cigar.
I don't think it's too heavily enforced, but it is. Yeah, it's not legal.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, we've got vapes. You've got
Cubans. Yeah.
And cigars.
I know.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm Cuban. If I make a cigar, is that illegal? I don't know.
Technically not if you do it in the America with an American passport. But then again, I mean, the fact that you are a Cuban in America, you're not pure. You're not an all-American.
You're right.
You'd just be an American.
I know. Will they even let me back in? I'm curious. I don't know. With the way things were going with ICE, I'll find out soon. I'm supposed to visit my brother later this year. Meet me at the airport, bro. I might need some bribe money. All right, moving on. Our next story, we're off to Vietnam with a bit of a scandal. A wife of Vietnam's Forex scam ringleader has been arrested in Thailand amid a massive fraud probe. Pardon my language. Ngo Thi Thuy, wife of fugitive Le Kak Ngo, How did I do on the names?
Yeah.
Vietnam's most wanted Forex fraud suspect has been arrested in Thailand as she attempted to flee to Turkey, not just for a hair transplant. Her husband, Mr. Hunter, is linked to a $208 million scam involving fake trading platforms and over 2,600 victims. Authorities also detained Nguyen Thi Thuy, accountant for TikTok influencer Mr. Pips, a key accomplice. The scam lured victims through fake profits and lavish online displays. Police continue to investigate and urge victims to come forward, having already seized over 5.3 trillion Vietnamese dong in assets.
203 million. I don't understand how people get involved in this.
Dude, everybody wants to get rich quick.
That's the thing. Everyone
Right?
does.
Yeah.
Everyone's figured it out. Like, yeah.
And that's the thing. You get lured in. People are like, oh, yeah, look at me. I did this. Now I'm super rich. And it's all just Ponzi schemes, right? It's all
Guys, it's difficult to get rich. Otherwise, everyone would be rich.
Right. You got to work.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
But Tan told me he can double my money in 2 months.
Yeah.
And I
Where's
trust
my
that
money,
guy
man?
because he's wearing Jordans.
That's true. See?
Yeah.
He's impressing us with his lavish
He's
lifestyle.
trustworthy.
And now we're.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Look at Kate. Kate's trustworthy. She's pressing our buttons.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, I
See,
mean,
I trust her because
you know
she
what I mean.
dresses poorly. So that's what I. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's the Sam Altman theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
still drive my Honda Civic.
He does not. I saw him riding around in like
No,
a
he's in
Lambo the
jail.
other day. Sam Altman?
Is he not?
No,
No,
he's
not
not
Sam
in
Altman.
jail.
That's the OpenAI guy.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about the Forex guy.
The Sam Bankman-Friedman.
Sam Bankman something.
Friedman,
Another
Bankman.
Sam.
Yeah, he's in jail for
Another
pretty much
Sam.
ever. Like that guy. See, scammers all around.
They're all called Sam.
Yeah. Sam. Can't trust a Sam. All right. Anyways, we got our last story, Jay.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our last story today. It takes us to Philippines as the Philippines summons Chinese ambassador over sanctions on ex-Senator Tolentino.
Not to be confused with the filmmaker.
That's right. The Philippines has summoned China's ambassador in protest of sanctions imposed on former Senator Francis Tolentino, not to be confused with Quentin Tarantino, the American director, who was barred from entering China, Hong Kong, and Macau. Beijing accused of Tolentino of harming bilateral ties after he supported maritime laws opposed by China and criticized alleged Chinese-backed disinformation campaigns. Manila condemned the move as undermining mutual respect between
You got Tarantino on the mind, huh?
sovereign states. Tensions between the two countries continue to rise over the South China Sea, where China rejects a 2016 international ruling invalidating its sweeping territorial claims.
Yeah. I don't know. I picked it for the name too.
Yeah,
It was the
fair enough.
reason I got the story. Philippines and China not getting along. What else is new? I think, and I think it's interesting when these individuals get caught up in it because it's obviously very broad.
Yeah.
Between the two nations and their territorial disputes, their espionage disputes.
Yeah.
Philippines arrested a mayor, like somebody that had been elected mayor because she was of Chinese descent, and they're like, "Hey, is she a spy? She's a spy." Like,
Yeah.
and then she was on the run for a little while. There's been a lot of drama.
Kate loves a good espionage.
Who doesn't? No, well, I like a good spy tale,
Yeah.
spy story.
True.
And apparently, the Chinese spies are so effective. You know how America has the CIA, Russia has the FSB, formerly the KGB. Apparently, the Chinese spy service doesn't even have a name. That's how good they are. Yeah, I know.
So where do you work?
Very mysterious. All right. Well, that'll do it, guys. Let's wrap up the show and get into the comments, shall we, James? Yeah.
Those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. You can find more stories on thetiger.com. You can find more stories on ASEANnow.com as well, around ASEAN. You can get into the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
That's
what you
right.
just said, yeah.
Whoa, Alex.
You're stealing all my lines today,
That's
Jay.
Thailand's largest English news forum.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Tiger here on YouTube, and you can click that little join button to become a member. You get your name highlighted. We'll be able to see your comments a lot quicker, and you'll get cool emojis. Not only that,
we'll
get a
like
swag
you a little
bag.
bit more.
We
Just
will.
a little
we will.
bit
You
more.
do help to support the channel directly.
That's true.
You can also just give
That
me
is
cash
true.
when you see me.
Yeah. We are accepting gifts and tributes.
Yeah.
We'll do anything.
And then what
It's
else?
shocking what we
It's
do.
It's true. Yeah. Let's not get into that. Please also follow the Tiger on social media. Like I said earlier this week, you could see me with a snake in my pants smacking Jay in the face. You can only see that on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or other short form social media platforms where you'll get more content that you would normally see here on the main channel. We'll be back again on Friday. Tomorrow is a holiday.
Yes, sir.
So we will miss you all tomorrow.
I'm going to do nothing. I'm just going to wallow in my own self-loathing.
Cool.
All day long.
Sick.
Do you have any plans for today or tomorrow?
I am filming a movie tomorrow.
Ooh,
thank you very much,
look
my
at this
friends.
guy.
Your boy is...
Movie guy.
Yeah, they said I could play... What is it? Vimal says I can play the evil CIA agent in every Hong Kong movie.
That's right.
It's basically what I'm playing. That's kind of the character. So you're onto something there, Vimal.
Yeah.
Hope I don't get typecast.
He's an extra named Sam in the new Dumb and Dumber movie.
Close.
Called Dumb and Dumberer.
Oh, God. All right, we'll dive into it in the comments right now. Let's wrap up the show so Tan can push these buttons and relax a little bit. We'll see you on Friday, everybody.
Bada bing, bada boom.
If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok @TheTiger, or you can go to thetiger.com and join the conversation.